So many people are experiencing changes in their world right now, whether it's a job change, whether it's a health situation going on with themselves or with the family, or even something going on with your kids' education. Okay, we've all been through those and everything in between. And here we talk about the in-between moments. And I know over the past couple years, right, things have seemed to be in complete chaos, right? Complete, right? Okay, and here's the thing. This is something I've been saying for years, like way back to my first job out of college. We have so many obstacles in our life that we have and we will continue to have, and we're going to have to overcome, right? But here's the thing. We have to start looking at these problems and obstacles as, here we go, this is what people always love to hate with me, opportunities for improvement. Y'all, my coworkers and employees, they hated it. They're like, opportunity for improvement? No, it's a problem. Okay, no, you get the opportunity to change, okay? And I know it's really, really hard for a lot of you to hear right now, okay? Especially as you're going through some health changes, personally, maybe with family members, okay? Maybe you've just been recently diagnosed with a condition after all these years of trying to figure out what's going on. And you're like, I still have obstacles my way. Now what? Hear me out, okay? This now gives you an opportunity for a new way of thinking, okay? Get rid of that stinking thinking, right? Some new strengths, a new way of eating and living, ways that are gonna optimize your health and keep you, and I said not keep you, but help you keep on designing the best you, okay? So today in our coffee chat, we're gonna focus on solutions, a shift of our thinking, possibility that we can be better, we can heal. I want you to remember how powerful you truly are and how you think about yourself and your situation. Here's the thing, it dramatically affects your health and your well-being. And the change, it always begins with you, okay? So what does that look like? It's managing our health through our diet, okay? There are so many things that we cannot change in this world. But here's the thing, we can change what we put on the end of our fork every single day, multiple times a day, right? Okay, yes, 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 let's say yes, okay? And I wanna be real with you, okay? So many of you are like, I just need to follow this diet that everyone else says, this AIP diet, this keto diet, this paleo diet, and my conditions, they're gonna put in remission, I'm gonna feel better, I'm gonna lose the weight that I've been wanting to, and all is gonna be fine and dandy in the world, I just need to follow this program. Nope. You're like, Vennessa, right, nope, okay? For the next few weeks, I'm gonna be diving into each part of my incredible program that I'm so proud of, I've worked so hard on during our coffee chats, starting with this week being diet. There's other aspects that contribute to our overall health that we absolutely have to address in order to optimize our life, okay? It's all those in-between moments. I no joke, I have a client who literally just thinks she can change her diet and her autoimmune disease symptoms, boom, they're gonna drastically reduce, okay? Part of that's true, okay? We always start with diet here because it's actually the easiest one to change. The other ones being toxins, infections, stress, y'all, and sleep. They seem easier, but they're actually not, okay? And we're gonna dive into those over the next few weeks, and my program goes way deeper, way, way deeper, and helps you even more with them individually. So if you just wanna dive in, if you're like, I'm a go-getter, like, screw it, I just wanna get the ball rolling, the link to connect with me is gonna be in the comments, okay? And it's on the replays, okay? Otherwise, go ahead, no worries. Keep listening and keep listening, watching, wherever you're doing, for some small steps that you're gonna be able to take now, okay? So are you ready for some meat? Haha, meats, food, get it? Okay, sorry. Guys, chronic disease, it affects half of all Americans, and it accounts for 84% of our $3.8 trillion healthcare bill. This would be depressing, except for one fact. Most of these chronic illnesses are lifestyle related. That means they're preventable, they're treatable, they're often reversible through changes like diet, exercise, and stress reduction. Whoa, okay, more specifically, the food we eat or don't eat is the single biggest driver of chronic illness. Everything from heart disease to diabetes to cancer, dementia, arthritis, autoimmunity, and so much more, okay? Think about that, okay? Let's put it simply, okay? Food can either cause disease or it can cure disease, okay? There's many doctors that are so incredibly intelligent, but they're trained in conventional medicine and they're taught there's a pill for every ill, okay? Which is why many of you end up on like 15 different medications. And usually those meds, they don't even make you feel better, kind of just maybe dull you out, right? You're still sick. You have what I've heard called the FLC syndrome, which is the feel like crap syndrome, right? Many of us, we know, but we don't know. We don't believe quite how big of a part food is on a daily basis, right? And no doctor ever suggests that food could play a role in any of your, many different chronic diseases, right? Because they don't get paid off that. They get paid off of the pills, okay? But here's the thing. Our body is amazing and it's beautiful. And if you take out all the bad stuff, right, you put the good stuff in, the body actually heals. And it doesn't take long. Literally, it can often take just like 10 to 15 days. And if you're really sick, it can take a bit longer. It's somewhere between 45 to 60 days is where most chronic problems will actually dramatically improve or go away entirely. I know, that's a bold statement, but you guys all know I work off the data. And if you want the actual data on that, I will be more than happy to provide you with that. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is why I've created my signature program and left corporate to literally serve you. I wanted to create a simple roadmap that I didn't have when I started this journey to use food as medicine. Guys, the science that's behind it is actually derived from the view that food, it's not just calories, okay? It's information. It literally, food controls your gene expression, your hormones, your immune system, your brain chemistry, and it provides raw materials to build every single cell of your body. Okay, the food you eat even determines, listen to this, the gut bacteria that sits there and flourishes in your digestive tract, the good guys and the bad guys that you need in there. Each and every bite that you put in your mouth is literally controlling each function of your body. Crazy. I know many of us over the years, we've been taught, we're like, okay, food is calories in, I have to restrict the number of calories going in my body. The food plan I start most of my clients on is scientifically designed to reverse most of those chronic diseases by eliminating non-food substances, right? Those processed foods that send messages of disease to our body, okay? Eating whole foods. This way of eating is designed to eliminate cravings, food addictions, is low glycemic, anti-inflammatory, gut healing, brain boosting, and balances our blood sugar. Whoa! It's based on the science of functional medicine. And for those of you who don't know, what functional medicine is, it addresses root causes of the illness, which is like comes from my engineering background. I love it. And not just the symptoms, okay? In other words, it treats the whole body, not just each individual organ, okay? Does that make sense so far? So there's a question that I see all over the internet, Facebook groups, and many of those in my community. I get emails on it, I get texts on it, okay? Is there a different healing diet for each disease? Like if I have lupus or if I have, Graves or whatever it is. No, the good news is there's not a separate diet for preventing and reversing each of the hundreds of different chronic diseases. There's actually one basic, healthy human diet that gets to the root cause of all illnesses. I know, again, really bold, right? Yes, there's differences between people. Some of us need more of this or that. Some of us have maybe some gene expressions. Some of us have food sensitivities or intolerances. But I believe in a basic program that can help you basically, like, what do we want to call like reset, reboots, just like your computer, and can help make the adjustments to figure out like what's best for you. Here's the thing. I have helped so many of you address autoimmunity, right? Hashimoto's, lupus, RA's, Crohn's, Addison's, so many. I've also helped people with diabetes, high cholesterol, hypertension, irritable bowel syndrome, migraines, and even PMS, y'all, okay? But the good news is if you have any chronic illness, you can have success. But again, change is up to you, like we talked about in the beginning. Sound good? Okay. So, what disease affects more people than heart disease, diabetes, and cancer combined? Autoimmune. Guys, the National Institute of Health, NIH, it estimates more than 50 million Americans suffer from autoimmune disease. And that's increasing, okay? In the fact that the incidence of autoimmune disease has tripled actually over the last few decades. Okay, guys, there's almost 100 different diseases that have been classified as autoimmune, okay? And that's probably growing as we speak, right? Some of them, Hashimoto's, right? Rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, MS, celiac, IBS, type 1 diabetes, there's even type 2 diabetes now. But what is autoimmune disease? Well, guys, all those autoimmune diseases I listed and more, they're all different in some way. They're all connected by one process. It's a runaway immune response. What is it known as? Systemic inflammation, which results in your body attacking its own tissues. We're all familiar with like the acute inflammation, right? You get a sore throat, you've got an infection from like a little cut or a splinter. That cause is obvious, right? Comes, goes quickly, okay? Chronic, or that systemic inflammation, that's different. It comes and then it's like stuck in your body. So why do our bodies like turn against it? Let's think of it this way. It's like an army, okay? Our immune system, it's our defense against invaders, right? It's like who's friend, who's foe. I gotta determine who's which one, okay? And autoimmunity occurs when our body's fighting something, okay? And those most common triggers, as we talked about earlier, which is part of my program, infections, toxins, diet, stress, sleep, it gets confused. So it's like, okay, army, which one do we attack? So it's like, okay, let's start attacking our joints, our brain, our skin. Sometimes the whole body is a casualty, right? And if there was a really good cure in conventional medicine, we could be like, I'm just gonna sit back and relax. But here's the thing, most physicians, they don't look for what's really creating the problem. They put a Band-Aid on it by prescribing you drugs to mask those symptoms, right? The symptoms of inflammation, as many of you know, instead of searching for the root cause of that inflammation, right? It's literally like you're standing on a tack and you're taking a lot of aspirin. The treatment isn't to give you more aspirin. But you know what the treatment is? Get off the damn tack, okay? Right? Drugs are very serious and they have very dangerous side effects and are really not tolerated by most people. So using anti-inflammatories like Advil and steroids, immune suppressants, right, methotrexate, right, TNF alpha blockers, okay, those can lead to intestinal bleeding, kidney failure, depression, osteoporosis, diabetes, and not to mention cancer, okay? Don't get me wrong, okay? I don't want you to get me wrong here. Those drugs, they can feel like life-saving in the short term, and they can help people in the short term get their lives back. But in the long term, there's so many better ways to heal than using powerful immune suppressing drugs that literally shut down your immune system, okay? Functional medicine provides a map, okay, to find out why your body's immune system is turning against itself. It looks at the root cause of the inflammation and says, okay, why does that inflammation exist? Basically, there's another way to deal with this inflammation outside of prescribing another pill, okay? So we generally don't attempt to seriously address the underlying problems that lead to disease in the first place. Why? Because we don't ask two simple questions that I've learned in my functional nutrition training. Why is the body out of balance? And how can we help it regain balance? I mean, think about it, okay? Our body responds or reacts in a certain way, right? Why? Because it's out of balance, okay? If you're one of the millions of Americans who suffers from autoimmune disease, okay, right here too, you've likely been prescribed mega doses of medications that really aren't helping, okay? You've gotten steroids, prednisone, I've been on that, okay? Hormones, painkillers, acid blockers, you name it. And so I'm sure you're pretty eager to find answers that rely less on risky pharmaceuticals and more on lifestyle remedies that truly make a difference, okay? You are ready to make changes that will forever affect you, right? I know that's why you're sitting here listening, okay? So how do you reduce inflammation? Well, it starts with the food you eat. It's a major source of inflammation is processed food, right? Sugar, flour, low quality vegetable oils, gluten, dairy, grains, beans. Those are things that are a trigger for autoimmunity. So clearing out those foods for a couple weeks and longer if it's helping resets your system. I really focus on anti-inflammatory foods and lectin-free foods, okay? Because removing those bad foods and increasing all the wonderful nutrient-dense, things that are found in whole foods actually help you dial down the inflammation and provides you with that solid foundation for healing from autoimmunity, okay? So I want you to get out your pen and paper. I use marker, I'm like a little kid, okay? Because I'm going to give you golden nuggets here, okay? Here's some principles that I have learned and I use to get the root cause of autoimmunity through diet, okay? So the first one, cut out the flour, guys. Cut out the sugar, okay? Because those are inflammatory foods. Second, get rid of gluten. We know gluten can be a trigger for autoimmunity and definitely contributes to a leaky gut, which we'll talk about too, okay? Third, eat the right fats, okay? Increase your intake of anti-inflammatory foods that are rich in omega-3 fats, right? You've got cold water fish, you've got avocados, grass-fed beef, walnuts, chia and flax seeds, and hemp seeds, those are all great, okay? And here's one that people miss. 4, eat the rainbow. Lots of colorful, non-starchy vegetables, berries, okay? These foods are packed with phytonutrients and antioxidants, okay? 5, check for hidden food allergens, okay, with sensitivity testing. Okay, my program, it's really specifically designed to eliminate most food allergens, and I have some discounts for you to get those food testings done, okay? And then 6, keep your intake of nightshades, being tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, low to lessen the potential for an autoimmune reaction, okay? So we'll go into other steps that I have outside of foods in other episodes, but for now, those are the 6 things that I recommend to get started, okay? So if you have to go back and re-listen to those or write those down, I know they seem easy yet hard, right? But you can do it, okay? And in my program, we dive in and we support you the whole way. Okay, guys, inflammation, it's a hot topic right now, right? It's literally connected to almost every chronic disease, from heart disease to cancer to diabetes, obesity, autism, believe it or not, and of course, autoimmune disease, okay? And conventional medicine, it teaches us to diagnose disease by symptoms, not by their underlying causes. But if you want to like reduce, basically like cool off the inflammation in your body, you got to find the source. You got to treat the fire, not the smoke, okay? So I want you to give these strategies a try and see if you don't start to feel less inflamed over the next couple weeks, okay? And if you're looking for a kickstart, message me menu plan so we can get you a set of meal plans, recipes, and grocery list. My goal isn't to make it difficult for you, okay? I just want you to keep on designing the best you that this world so desperately needs. They need you to feel decent. And I want you to experience vibrant health. All right, so I hope that helped you today, and wait for next week for another part of my program that we're going to discuss.